present Deryck Guyler and Mollie Sugden as Mr. and Mrs. Wheeler in a new comedy for radio, written by Anne Jones and called Home to Roost.
Home to roost, home to roost. There'll be some lazy old days for two. Home to roost, home to roost. I'll spend my lazy old days with you.
And in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, perhaps I should say ex-colleagues. Yes. I thank you all once again for your, and I know that in the years to come, my wife, my lady wife, and I, you see, will be constantly reminded of the many happy years that I have, dwelt among you.
Amen.
How long have you been standing there?
Only about half.
Well, you should never do that, you know. Well, you could give me a very nasty turn there, sneaking up.
Oh, I was not sneaking. I had to come up to make the bed. I didn't know you were still doing your reciting.
Reciting?
Well, whatever it is. I can't think why you keep on doing it, you know.
I don't keep on doing it.
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
Every few minutes you're up here with your ladies and gentlemen, my wife and I. Look, it's finished now. You've done it. You don't have to keep on saying it over and over and over and over.
Olive!
Well,
I just want to be sure I said the right thing. That's all. Oh, struck the right note, you see.
Oh, you will have. You didn't put anything funny in, did you? Oh, you didn't tell them that one about...
Certainly not. Old Mr. John was there and his fellow directors in person.
Well, then.
Yeah, well, no, it's just that I wish that I'd had more warning, you see. Well, I mean, I was taken aback.
No, you couldn't have been taken aback. Not aback.
Well,
you knew you were going to retire. You've known for years. In 1934, you could have said to yourself, well, only another 40 years. Oh, you can't say you were taken aback, Father. Not aback.
Being asked to make a speech took me aback.
No.
Well, if only I'd had the opportunity to jot down a few notes, you see.
You have 40 years to jot down notes, you soft nuisance. Oh, well, I've got things to do if you haven't.
Mind you, what's the matter?
Oh, you made me jump then. I forgot you were here for a minute.
Forgot I was...
Well, I'm not used yet, am I? To having anybody strange here in the daytime.
Anybody
Still, everybody's been very kind.
Oh?
Oh, yes. Calling round, you know, to inquire, ask how you're taking it.
Taking what?
Well, being out of... retired.
Ah, yes, and what did he tell them then?
Well, that you're as well as can be expected. Now, little Mrs. Pickervance called before. She understands because her granddad's in the same condition, retired.
Her granddad?
Only he got himself a little job. Oh, yes, he couldn't bear to be idle, you see. He got himself a little job.
Oh.
There's plenty of vacancies, you know, for little jobs. Our Cass and I had a look in the paper.
Oh, did you?
Endless little jobs there are, endless.
Yes, well, yes.
Clean, light employment for elderly gents. Well, it's something for him to do, isn't it?
Who?
Little Mrs. Pickervance's granddad. I mean, it keeps him occupied, gets him out of the house. He's a different man now, you know, to when he first retired.
Oh, yes, probably.
Oh, hanging about the place all day. It drove her mad, she said. Well, you know what they're like when they're at home. I mean, it's not even as if they were sick, is it? And were entitled. No, just mooning about. Nothing to occupy their minds, getting in the way. Father? Father? He's gone. Oh, Oklahoma, la 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 la. you, Father. Gloria Swanson. Do you fancy a bit of brisket?
Pardon?
For your lunch.
Oh. Is it ready then? Yes, I'm beginning to feel a bit peckish.
It's only 10:30.
Oh, well.
My word, no, I've got a lot to get done before I can start on the lunch. Now then, where's my duster? Were you thinking of going out?
No.
Oh. You weren't thinking of going out?
No. Well, I mean, where will I go?
Well, you could go up and get a paper.
I've got a paper.
Well, you could get another. You've got time to read 2 papers, 3, 4 papers you've got time to read. Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah, they go and get a paper.
Who do?
Well, all the old, various people. Loads of people go for... Yeah, why don't you do that, Father? Just stroll up, take your time.
Yes, well, I suppose I could... which shop would I go to?
Well, the newspaper shop, Bailey's.
Well, which one's that?
On the corner, Bailey's, the newspaper shop.
Huh?
You'll be able to tell it's Bailey's because it has, like, Bailey's written on it. That's how you can tell.
On the No. Harris's, that is.
Harris's moved.
Oh, did they? Oh, what a pity. Yeah, she was a nice young woman, Mrs. Harris. Yeah.
In 1959 she moved. When her son retired.
Oh, so there's new people there now then, huh? Yeah. Would I need to change my jacket, do you think?
No.
Oh. It said rain later, you know, on the forecast.
Well, later, yes, later. But you're only going down to the corner, Father, not on a nature ramble. Oh, yes, and while you're there, will you get me a Radio Times?
No, I'm not doing all your shopping for you, no.
That's not shopping, just get it. Oh, yes, and listen.
Yeah.
Now, don't you pay for it.
What?
It goes on the bill.
Oh.
Now, can you remember that,
Yes,
Father?
yes.
Don't pay.
Yes. Oh.
Just tell them your name, Wheeler,
Oh, wait.
and your address. 17
Kitchener,
Kitchener.
yes.
Yes. Now, well, just say that your mother, your wife, said that it's to go on the bill. Oh, and watch him now, Father. Don't let him take advantage of your ignorance.
Morning. Now, look here, I want the paper.
And why not? Help yourself, amigo.
Yes, well, yes, this one will do, I think.
Which will set you back 3p, my liege. No. All payments to be made further down the counter, if you would be so kind. Forward, Rackwell.
Rackwell?
Me daughter, Rackwell. There she is, lurking down there, behind the fizzy drinks and the cards of real camel hair paintbrushes. See? She's nodding her head.
Oh, yes.
It's not a real name, Rackwell.
Huh?
The real name's Hilda.
Oh.
We just call her Rackwell, you know, to encourage her. Thank you, Rackwell. Straight Brian.
And I want the Radio Times, too.
No sooner the word than the deed, Squire. Rack.
Now, I'm not going to pay for it.
Aren't you? Well, there's a novelty. You're just going to grab it off the counter like I and make a mad dash.
No, certainly not. No, it's to go on the bill.
What bill?
Well, my Mrs. Wheeler's bill.
Mrs. Wheeler?
Yes.
17 Kitchener?
Yeah. I'm not going to pay. She says that you're to... Now, you're not to take advantage of my ignorance.
Now, just one moment, Jacko. You mean you want me to put an unauthorised copy of Radio Times on Mrs. Wheeler's bill?
Yes.
Why? Well, I've seen some cool customers in my time, but a completely strange man. You come in here,
I'm not a completely strange man. Not to her, I'm not. I'm very familiar with...
You are a completely strange man to me, Squire. Completely strange to you, Rackwell. Ah, she's nodding her head.
I don't care what she's doing with her head.
All right then, Herbert. Now tell me this. What relationship do you claim to this Mrs. Wheeler?
She's not a relation. She's... Well, look, she's my wife, you see.
Hey. Okay then, what are your means of identification?
Eh? Oh, yes. Well, now, wait a minute. Yes, listen. Now, she's got a tiny little brown mole right in the small of her back.
For yourself! Oh. To identify yourself. Well, driving licence, banker's card, unemployment card.
No, they're all in. I haven't got me. What?
Well, anyway, you're hoist by your own petard, really, Stanley. It so happens, you see, that Mrs. Wheeler is a widow.
She is not. She's never been a... Wait a minute. Did she tell you that?
She doesn't have to tell me, friend. You just take it from me. Mr. Wheeler, the late Mr. Wheeler, hasn't been around for many a long year. You slipped up a bit there, Horace. But I'm a broad-minded man if you just leave quietly.
No, wait a minute. Listen. I tell you. I'm Mrs. Wheeler's husband. I'm not late. I've always been Mrs. Wheeler's husband.
Charlie, I have been proprietor of this newspaper and tobacco boutique and sub-post office for going on 15 years now. And I have never clapped eyes on you before in all my born days.
Because I've been at work all your born days. And listen, working all day for years and years and years and years.
Well, why aren't you there now, then?
I'm retired.
Retired? You've retired? Oh, my dear sir. Oh, dearie. Where can I put me face?
Well, perhaps I could suggest something.
Oh, the discomfiture I feel. Oh, dearie. What can I say? Well, I tell you, I am dumbstruck. But what a fortunate man you are.
Oh?
Oh, what? Oh, yes. Retired? Early, I don't doubt. The world is your oyster, Squire.
Really?
Oh, my word, yes, prime of life.
Oh.
Bursting with health. Peak of condition.
Yes, well, I suppose.
Razor sharp mind.
Yes.
Energetic. Good at figures, I dare say.
Oh, yes.
Up of a morning early.
Of course.
Raring to go.
Certainly.
Strong in the legs.
Enormously.
Not fright the dogs.
Never.
Rackwell, here he is, our new delivery lad. Aye, she's nodding her head.
Good morning.
Hello. I don't like this. I don't like it at all. It calls for further investigation.
Oh, you're in here, are you? Watching the television?
Yes, I was, yes.
Well, I suppose if you like that sort of thing. It's restful. It doesn't move much, the test card. But it's restful.
All right, I'll turn it off. Now, Mother. Now, I've been thinking.
You haven't.
I've been waiting for this, you know.
Have you?
Oh, yes, well. It's the old story, isn't it? Hey, the old story. I'm in the way, aren't I? A nuisance.
Eh?
Oh, you don't have to tell me. I've noticed. I may not say much, but ever since I retired.
Well, it was only last Friday.
Even so. Oh, you're all alike, aren't you? You, our Kath, and did you hear the young solicitor, our Neville, last Sunday, eh? Now, Father, when it comes to winding up your affairs, don't hesitate to seek my advice. He charged me too, you know. Oh, touting for business he was from his own father. The wonder to me isn't trying to put me away. And home.
Oh, we wouldn't. Your own son? Oh, no. They're very expensive, those homes.
You see, you spend your life breadwinning, giving you a life of ease, supporting your children, and then you grow old, don't you? You grow old, oh yes, and they forget. They go away, they leave you.
Only to get married. I mean, they were here for years. And you wanted them to get married. You did. You couldn't wait.
Right.
Elope, you kept telling them. Go on. Elope, I'll lend you a ladder.
It was only a joke.
And our poor Neville, if anybody drove that boy to matrimony, it was you. He only started going round to that girl's house to watch Animal Magic, you know. And look what happened.
Scorned, neglected, By the fruit of your own loins.
Father.
Well,
Neglected indeed. He's always round here, our Neville. See how we are. He was here on Sunday.
only to fill his lighter.
He stayed all afternoon.
Only because he couldn't find the lighter fuel.
Only because you hid it.
Yes.
You get imagining things, you know, sitting in here on your own. If you stay in here much longer, you'll seize up.
There you go again, you see. Do you know, Mother, there was an old chap telling me about this on the train the other day. Same thing happened to him when he retired. He felt he just wasn't wanted. No. A stranger in his own home.
Oh, Father, that's awful.
Had to find a job in the end.
Did he? Well, that was a good idea, wasn't it? I mean, plenty of men do find themselves little jobs, you know, when they get a bit past, when they retire.
Do you know, he'd have done anything, that man. Didn't care what it was. Bank manager, all his life. Position of power, you see. You know what he's doing now? Do you know?
No.
Ushing.
Ushing?
Ushing. With a torch at the pictures.
Oh.
Crippling him, of course. Wonderful pair of feet he had before that. Not a mark on them. And if you could just see the state of them now.
It didn't show you, did it? Not on the train.
No. He told me. He described it. But you see. Now, there's a man used to sitting down all day, managing his bank, never done a day's work in his life. He'd have taken any menial position rather than be a millstone, a burden to his family.
Oh, Father.
Burden.
You're not a burden.
A burden, that's
No,
what I'm, a burden.
you're not. You're not a burden, Father.
Burden.
Well, not really. I mean, I don't mind you being at home.
Oh, well, that's very nice, isn't it? You don't mind. Oh, well, thank you. That is kind.
Well, no. I mean, I quite like you. I do. Yes, I dare say, after a while, when you're more... Well, I expect you'll be a real help.
How? How?
Well, there's all sorts of things.
How?
There's that loose tile in the front room fireplace. You could do that.
I did that. Now, wait a minute. Listen, I can remember doing that.
On your demob leave. In 1946, you did it on your demob leave. And it fell off again. Well, you never know, Father. You might turn out to be quite handy round the house. You might turn out to be a real boon.
But I thought I was going to have a nice time. And all everybody's done is tell me to do things. I don't want to do things. I don't want to be a boon. I don't want to get a little job. I don't know what's going to become of me, Mother. I really don't, you know.
Oh, Mr. Bailey, what are you doing looming up at me like that through the window? You loomed at me. Loomed.
I wanted to have a discreet word, Mrs. Wheeler.
Well, can't you have it through the door?
No, you see, I find myself in a position of some perturbation.
I dare say you do, yes. I hope you haven't interfered with my looping.
I circumnavigated the looping, Mrs. Wheeler, and have secured a foothold in your little trellis here.
Ah, so you have.
If I could just rest my elbows by your detergent dispenser, I have something I'd like you to see.
Oh, yes.
Hang on. I've got it here. Now, Mrs. Wheeler, do you know this man?
Oh, isn't he ugly? Isn't he ugly? Oh, the poor soul. Who is it?
That, Mrs. Wheeler, is an identikit picture.
Oh, did a policeman give it you?
No, made it myself. Now, I'm going to ask you again, Mrs. Wheeler, and think carefully before you answer. Do you know this man?
No.
Just as I surmised, my suspicions are confirmed.
Well, who is he? What's he done?
This man, Mrs. Wheeler. This man proceeded into my establishment at approximately 10:55 this a.m. and purported...
Purported?
Yes, purported to be au fait with you.
He didn't, did he? With me?
Aye.
He, the rascal. Here, let's have another look at that. No, wait a minute while I put my specs on. Oh, yes, he is. Ugly. Ain't he ugly?
Typical criminal face, that, Mrs. Wheeler. See the little piggy eyes, and the low forehead, and that shifty chin.
Oh, yes. Repulsive, isn't he? Tell you what, though, now I come to look, I believe he does put me in mind of somebody.
Hitler?
No.
Well, it wouldn't be Enoch Powell.
Yeah, no. Now, who is it? Robin Day! No, it's not a pop star.
Hello, what's that?
What?
That!
Oh, I think it must be Father.
Your father?
Oh, no. Our father. The father of my children. My husband.
You haven't got a husband. Oh dear.
Father.
Oh dear. Oh dearie. Oh dearie.
Stop it.
Oh, I have done something a bit inadvertent here, Mrs. Wheeler.
What?
Well, this, so to speak, husband, this gentleman, you say, he's a tiny little bald-shouldered fat fella, isn't he? With a beard, isn't he, eh?
Oh, no, he's a great big tall thin dark fella with a moustache.
Oh. So he's not a tiny little bald short. He's a great big tall... Oh, she's nodding her head.
Mother! Oh, where the dickens you... Mother! Where are you?
Up here.
Oh, well, what are you doing?
Lying down.
What on?
The bed.
Oh? Well, can you come down?
Oh.
Well, come on now, come on. I want you for a minute, dear. Lying down? Middle of the afternoon, she's like... What does she think she... Ah, here. What's this lying down, then? You're all right, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, what were you lying down for, then?
Well, not for anything. Just having a nice lie down.
A nice lie...
Well, I always have one in the afternoon, a nice lie down.
Since when?
Oh, it must be since the children started having school dinners.
Well, that was... That's more than 20 years.
Yes, it must be, yes.
If you mean to tell me that for 25 years you've been... every afternoon, while I've been working and slaving, snoring your head off for 25 years, you just lie there
Yes.
on the bed
Yes.
with your eyes shut.
Yes.
That's disgusting. Well, but this is a revelation. This is a rude shock to me, Mother. I'm used to having a cup of tea, you know, in the office in the afternoon, 3 o'clock.
Oh,
Oh, yes, indeed. A nice cup of tea.
fancy.
Yes, and a ginger picky. Yes. But oh, no. You're too busy getting your head down, aren't you? Yes. Yeah, you know what you are, don't you, eh? You're a cabbage.
Yes.
You have turned into a cabbage, Mother. Yes, oh yes. Never had a career, did you? Never wanted to be a scientist, say, or a vet?
No, I can't say I
No, of course you can't say, can you? That's why you go having these nice lie-downs all the afternoon. You don't have enough to do, you know. Oh, that's your trouble.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, why, you ought to take something up. An interest. Evening classes. No, afternoon classes. Yeah, that's it. Yes, at the Tech.
Oh, I don't think.
Yes, that's what you should do, Mother. Take a course in something. Do wonders for you. Stimulate you.
Would it?
Oh, it's all the go with women now, you know, taking courses and things. Why, the minute the children are at school, they're down at the Tech
But
like...
my children aren't at school.
Sociology is very popular, you know. Metaphysics. Economics. Do you fancy basket weaving at all? Or, well, the secretarial. Ah, that's it. A secretarial course.
Oh, I don't think so. Not at my age.
Oh, nonsense. You're only a young woman, Mother. Olive.
Well, I am a good few years younger than you, yeah.
It's the ideal thing. And you know, Mother, a good secretary is worth her weight in gold. Oh, my word, yes. I've often heard Mr. John say this. A secretary should be a man's eyes, his ears, his right hand, his memory, his conscience.
Oh, God.
Oh, yes. Behind every great man.
Mind you, the money will come in handy.
Yes, the hand that rocks the cradle right... What did you say?
Well, it'd be nice to have a bit of money of my own.
Money? Well, what money is this, then?
And they get thousands, you know. Secretaries do thousands.
What do you mean?
They call them Girl Fridays now.
What?
So if I go in for a course and learn all that stuff, I'd be worth me weight in gold, wouldn't I, you said?
Oh, no.
I could be somebody's Girl Friday.
No, Mother, listen.
Well, Lady Friday. I mean, it's not as though I'm so tied to the house now.
No,
I don't even have to do an evening meal like when you were coming in the same time every night, because
Yes.
you don't come in, do you? I mean, you don't go out, so you can't come in. Mind you, the bit of shopping, still, you could pick up me few bits and pieces every morning, and the housework's nothing now. You just tidy round a bit, you know, do the dusting. Oh, but there's the washing. But you could take that like round to the laundrette, though, and you could get the ironing
No,
done.
Mother, no, you don't.
The Tech, did you say?
No, Mother, listen, dear. Look, you haven't understood my gist, have you? I'm not suggesting that you should go out and get a job, Mother.
Oh?
Oh, good gracious me, no.
Yeah, but what about the course?
Oh, well, the course, yes. I mean, if you feel up to it, my dear, yes. But I mean, not going out all day working, not at your time of life, Mother.
But you have to. If you're a Lady Friday, you have to go to an office to be it. Oh, yes. 9 to 5, office hours.
But you can't do that. I mean, you can't go off and leave me. All on my own.
Well, it was your idea. I mean, I can't stop at home with you and go off. Well, I mean, who'd want a Lady Friday who stops at home all day?
I would.
You would?
Yes, I would. I do.
Oh, you old sausage.
Oh, you haven't called me that for years. Sausage. Wonderful.
That was Home to Roost with Deryck Guyler and Mollie Sugden as Mr. and Mrs. Wheeler and Norman Rossington as Mr. Bailey. The theme music by Alex Welsh was played by Alex Welsh and his band, and the script was by Anne Jones. We present Mollie Sugden and Deryck Guyler in a new comedy for radio, written by Anne Jones and called Home to Roost.
Home to roost. There'll be some radio days for two. Home to roost. Home to roost. I'll spend my radio days with you.
to be a few problems when a man first retires after 40 years at work. 40 years of waving his wife farewell at the beginning of the day and not returning till her woman's work is nearly done at night. Inevitably, misunderstandings will arise at first over quite the simplest things, like, for instance, who's the boss? Or even, who answers the telephone?
I'll get it.
No, it'll be for me. Hello? Yes?
Who is it? Who is it? Ask who it is.
Who is that, please?
It'll be for me. It'll be for me. Now, you go back and do your dusting.
Stop that. Let go. Who's there, please?
It's for me. Now, will you give me that phone?
Hello? Will you stop? Oh,
Hello, Wheeler, Chief Clerk. Yes, 749261 speaking. Who's that? No, it is not Mrs. Wheeler's house. Well, yes, Mrs. Wheeler lives here, yes.
Give me that phone. Yes? Oh, hello. Yes, it was. Yes, he is. Oh, did it? Oh, I am sorry. Well, you see, he's not really used to answering the phone yet.
Not used to answering the phone. Been answering the phone for 40 years in the office. Oh, yes, call for you, Mr. Wheeler, they'd say. All over the world. Australia, Bangkok, Stoke-on-Trent.
Now then, where was I? Oh, yes, on the mantelpiece. Oh, la, 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 la. That was Mrs. Cooper.
Oh.
She's just lost her father.
Oh, I am sorry.
I told her, if I see him on his zebra, I'll send him straight home.
Zebra? Olive?
He's the lollipop man. You know, on the crossing by the school.
Oh, I see.
He's retired too, like you. Only he got himself this little job, you see. There's plenty of vacancies, you know, for lollipop men.
Really? Yes, well, I just thought it might be for me, you see, that phone call.
Who's going to ring you? I said, just move your feet, will you? I want to...
Well, the office.
Oh, that's right. Keep them up, out of the way. What office?
Well, what you doing with that brooch? Oh, yes, they'll be ringing, you know. Yes. In fact, I'm wondering, you know, if perhaps I shouldn't ring them. Just to check that young Norton's coping, you know, in my absence.
All right, you can put your feet down now.
Well, it's just that he hasn't had the basic training that I had. Doesn't wear a tie, you know. Years of intensive training. I don't think you were aware of that yourself, were you? Yes, you might well look astonished. But these young chaps today, Mother... Mother!
Yes?
Don't walk away when I'm talking to you. What are you doing on the stepladder?
Me dado.
Oh, yes. Well, as I was saying, I'm afraid young Norton is just not executive material, you see.
Father?
Just not executive material. I mean, it needs a certain shrewd sagacity, you see, a sort of breadth of vision, like I had. Mind you, I don't think you ever quite understood just what my job involved, did you?
Father!
Well, I told young Norton, the higher you go, I said, the harder you fall. Mother! Hey, are you all right?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, good gracious me, girl. What did you want to go and do that for?
I didn't want to.
Dear Lord, Mother, you gave me a terrible shock then, you know. Crashing down. Nearly fell on me. Good morning. Good morning, Mrs. Lovely Moore.
What are you doing off work?
Well, you see, as a matter of fact...
Poorly, are you? Are you poorly?
No. It's nothing like it. What it is, you see...
Well, I must be off. Cheerio.
Oh.
Was that Mrs. Commode? Were you having a nice chat with Mrs. Commode?
No, I was not having a nice chat. You know, she's the fourth one along who said that to me. What are you doing off work? Are you poorly? And when you tell them you're not poorly, they go away.
Well, I expect you give them a shock. Sitting there like that.
Sitting here like what?
All hunched on that silly little camp stool.
Yes, well, haven't we got a proper deck chair?
No, our Neville took it when he had a barbecue on his patio. It was a nice match for the ones he already had.
Oh, yes, well, it would be, wouldn't it? They were ours, too.
Yeah, well, come on in now, anyway, because I've got him and Ange dropping in for coffee any minute.
Eh? Oh, no. I'll stay here.
All right.
So long as you come for me the moment the phone rings. Now, you will let me know if there's a telephone call... Oh, Lord, I don't know.
Morning, Squire, morning. Here we are then, dispatches from the front line, the thinking man's newspaper and tidbits. There you go, Squire.
Ah, yes, well, thank you, Mr. Bailey.
Very clement weather, eh, Squire? Very clement?
Yes, oh, yes, it is. Yes, you're doing the deliveries yourself this morning, then, huh?
I am, Squire.
You couldn't prevail upon Rackwell to do the delivering, then?
Not a chance, amigo. No way. They talk about women's live, eh? But when it gets down to the nitty-gritty, they don't want to know, do they?
They don't. Oh, yes. Women's work is never done.
Oh, that's a laugh for a start.
Yes, well, it is. You're right, it is, yes.
I tell our Rackwell, your life's one long round of pleasure. I tell her.
Yes.
Do you know? She had 24 women in my bedroom last night in their underwear.
Good.
Lingerie party, she said. Last week was plastic cake tins.
Gracious me.
Fecal drives.
Yoga.
Trips to the laundrette.
Coffee mornings. She's at it now. As a matter of fact, yes, they're sitting in there now, sipping coffee, eating cheese straws.
Oh, aye. Who's she got in there, then?
Ah, well, my son, actually, yes, and his wife.
Oh, but you prefer to sit out here. I see.
Well, I'm not sitting here idly, you know. I'm like a coiled spring, you know.
Are you?
Oh, yes, you never know what's going to happen. 1 minute to the next. Don't dare go too far from the phone, you know.
Oh, expecting somebody to ring, are you? Somebody in the city?
Expecting? I should say. What? Oh, my word, yes, they'll be ringing. Do you know, we've got a chap there in the office, name of Norton, young Norton. No idea.
No?
Nah, thinks he knows it all, of course. 2 O-levels. Nature study and fretwork.
Oh. Deary.
Not that I'm trying to say that I'm indispensable, you understand.
Oh, no, of course not. Well, nobody's indispensable, are they, Squire?
Oh, no. It's simply that, well, I am a bit indispensable.
Know what you mean, Mr. Wheeler? Exactly what you mean.
Oh, yes. You know, I recall an occasion, I mentioned it to my wife at the time.
And what did you mention to your wife?
Oh.
Good morning, Mr. Bailey.
Morning, loveliness.
You know my son, don't you, Mr. Bailey? My son Neville, the solicitor.
How do you do?
And Angela, the solicitor's wife.
Yes, I believe our paths have crossed. Top People's Paper, Orson Hounds, and the Beano. Am I right?
Oh, it's the little man from the paper shop. Doesn't he look different with his legs?
Newspaper, tobacco and confectionery boutique, if you would stand corrected. Also, the sub-post office.
Are you having trouble with your telly, Mr. Bailey?
No, not as far as I know.
It's just that, seeing your daughter up there on the roof, swinging on the aerial, I thought...
Oh, she's not up there again. She's playing at sharp attention today. Deary. Well, tell her, folks. Rackwell, you come down from up there.
Well, Father? Eh?
Uh-huh.
Well?
Eh?
Well...
So what have you decided, then?
What about Ange?
Well...
No, say it in words now.
You explain, Ange. Ange has been to a lecture about it.
The main thing, you see, mother-in-law, is not to let, you know who, know. Well, think, he's no longer a useful member of society.
Well, I don't know how you're going to... I think he knows.
That is the problem, of course.
It needn't be a problem, Nev, so long as we have the right approach. Handle him tactfully.
Oh, I've tried that. Go for a walk, Father, I said to him, very nicely, and I smile at him, you know.
You see, Mother, that's exactly what you mustn't do. That would make him feel you were trying to get rid of it.
Yes.
But you mustn't let him know that.
The thing we have to decide is, what is he going to do now?
Preferably something that'll get him out of the house.
I'll sign on. I'll join the army.
There are endless things, wonderful opportunities for a man in his position.
Yeah.
Why, he could...
Or, alternatively, what about,
It could be a lollipop, ma'am.
Oh, no!
Somebody might see him, you see. Who knows us?
Ah. Yeah, but not if he was to, in between taking people across the road, if he was to sort of leap back and crouch down.
I'm not crouching down in any doorway for anybody.
It need only be something part-time.
Yes.
After all, what is this life if full of care we have no time to stand and stare?
Yeah, but it's me he's staring at. I don't know where I am with him. He keeps putting things away and telling me about cobwebs. He never stops, morning till night, prowling about, popping round doors at me. He's upset me routine. I tell you, since he's been retired, he's been rampaging through this house like a caged beast. Yes, you have, Father. It's no good sitting there hanging your head. You have, Father. Father?
All right, I'm coming. Hello? Oh. Mother! Here. Oh, didn't you hear this phone?
Yes.
Well, they'd gone when I got here. Why didn't you answer it?
You're the one that's waiting for a call.
Well, I suppose you could take a message, could you, if I wasn't here?
Yes.
I mean, you'd be able to get it done properly.
Yes.
You know, what we should have is a little pad. One of those telephone message pads, you see, for you to write messages on.
Oh, we had one.
Oh, yes. Yes, and you wrote messages on it all right, didn't you? Dear Mr. Milkman, 2 pints, please. On every single sheet of that pad. Yes, well, we'll get another.
All right.
Yes, and a pencil. Have you got a pencil? Well-sharpened pencil, that's what you need, you see. And what I'd like, you see, the way I'd like to have my telephone messages, Mother, is written out again, if you follow me now. You see, after you've finished speaking. Now, do I make myself clear?
Very.
Yes, written out a second time, do you see, neatly and legibly. What we call a fair copy.
Do we?
Oh, yes. I mean, you can't do shorthand, can you?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You didn't ever learn it, I mean, as a girl?
No, they didn't have it when I was a girl. It wasn't invented when I was a girl.
It was, good heavens. Shorthand's been going for donkey's years, shorthand, as you must have learned it.
Well, I didn't. I mean, I'd know, wouldn't I? If I could do shorthand, I'd be able to tell. No, I'm sure I can't. There you are. You can take that message down yourself. Neatly and legibly now.
Wheeler, Chief Clerk. Yes. 749261. No, I am not the window cleaner. Oh, yes, she's here. Yes, it's for you, Mother. Here, there you are. It's for you. Yes, get hold of the thing.
Hello. Oh, yes, it was. Yes, he is. Oh, I know. Oh, no, he's not poorly.
Oh.
It's permanent now. I'm just off then, Father. Up to the shop.
Yes, all right. Yes.
You just sit there.
Yes.
That's right. I won't be long. You'll be all right on your own, won't you?
Yes.
Now, don't open the door to anybody.
Oh.
Well, nobody will come. I mean, you won't have to open. Will you be all right on your own? No, I'll just go and put the guard in front of the fire.
What do you think I'm going to do? Set fire to myself? Oh, go on with your mother. Oh, wait a minute. No, listen, just a minute. What was your father's name?
Albert.
No. His surname.
Well, it was Knox, wasn't it? Albert Knox.
Ah, yes, of course. Do you know, I couldn't think of it. Yeah, for the life of me.
Well, it was the same as mine. You know I was Knox.
Knox?
Yes, we put it in the paper when our cat was born. To William and Olive, Knox. Adore.
Oh, yes, of course, yes.
What did you want to know for?
Well, you see, Mother, I am trying to amass some data, you see, Mother. Now, I thought, well, in fact, I've always thought, Mother, that when I had the time, you see, I might have a shot at writing.
You can't write to me, Father. He's dead.
I mean a book. Write a book.
Oh.
Yes, a little idea I've been mulling over. Writing, see. My mother was very fond of Shakespeare, you know.
Oh, God.
Ah, yes, that's why she wanted me named after him. William S. Wheeler.
That's not for Shakespeare. That's for Sidney. William Sidney.
Well, she changed her mind. But I believe I can say that I have a certain aptitude, Mother, a flair for that sort of thing, you know, for words. I mean, after all, well, I've been using words all my working life, haven't I?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes, you are. Well, everybody uses words, don't they, really? For talking.
The written word, words written down.
Oh.
Yes, I thought something in the form of, memoirs. You see, you can't go wrong with memoirs, really. The story of my life. But, now, running parallel with that, Mother, a history of fancy goods importing over the last 40 years. Could be made very riveting.
Fancy.
I'll have to put it all in about import duty, customs and excise regulations, licensing laws, bills of lading, pro forma invoices, post and packing. You want me to be a lollipop man, don't you?
Buongiorno, Signora Wheeler. Your usual, I presume? 40 fags, packet of jungle nuts and a budgie breeder's news. Grand total of 63p. Forward, Rackwell. Oh, leave your toenails alone. Grazie. So, his lordship looked well enough this morning. But how's he taking it then, this retirement lag?
Always as well as can be. He seems all right.
I suppose he's retired for health reasons, has he?
No, he's just done it. You know, like people do.
Oh. Dearie me. So what's he going to do with himself now, like?
Well, I don't... He
won't want to be hanging round all day doing nothing, will he? Will he?
Well...
Oh, dearie, nasty that.
Nasty?
Well, of course, it's nothing to do with me, but, well, like a man like that. Active man. Suppose he still is active, isn't he?
No, not but... Yes, he is. Yes. Active what at?
Well, has he got like a hobby?
Well, no, I wouldn't say.
Oh, dearie, just as I feared.
Eh?
Oh, I know the type only too well, I'm afraid. I've seen them up at the hospital. Rows of them, pathetic. Staring into space hour after hour with their teeth out. Propped up in bed, striped flannelette pyjamas.
Oh, no, Mr. Wheeler's not like that. He's have more like a paisley multi.
It's the leisure problem, you see, Mrs. Wheeler. Too much time on their hands. So they're lost, up the creek, without a paddle, drifting along, day after day, just sitting there, waiting. What for? The last trump, Mrs. Wheeler. The last trump.
Oh, just look at him. Father!
I wasn't asleep.
No.
I wasn't.
Oh, why didn't you answer the phone then?
Didn't ring. I'd have heard it if it... Oh, no. No, it didn't. Did it? Olive, answer me. Did it ring?
Yes, it did. It was the office.
It wasn't Mr. John, was it? Mother. Well, what do you... Oh, you didn't tell Mr. John I was asleep.
It wasn't him. It was that other chap. What's his name?
Norton. Young Norton.
Yeah.
You see? Didn't I tell you? Hey, oh, yes, I knew he'd be on. I knew. Yes, well, I'd better ring him back.
No, you don't need to. I took a message.
Yeah?
Listen, will brawn be all right for your lunch?
Oh, yes, anything. Now, what about the... Brawn?
Pork brawn.
Oh, yes, well, all right. But the message, Mother, what did he...
Mind you, I don't fancy it myself much.
Oh, Olive, come on. Did you take the message, or didn't you?
Yes, I wrote it all out.
Oh, yeah. Not on the bag the brawn was in. Of course.
Well, it was all I had handy.
Oh, fool.
It's all right. Now listen. Mr. Norton rang.
Well, go on.
Mr. Norton rang,
Yeah.
and he said, would I tell Mr. Wheeler? Hey, have you ever noticed? He can't sound his W. Wheeler, he calls it. Mr. Wheeler.
Oh, get on with it. Get on.
Tell Mr. Wheeler that there is a
Oh, Olive. Olive, come on.
Mr. Wheeler, there is
Yeah, you can't read it, can you? Yeah, you see? I knew it. I knew you'd do this. You take it upon yourself to answer the phone well. Oh, yes. You don't touch it in future, my girl. Do you hear me? Now, if I see you so much as touch that
Look,
telephone...
I can read it. Don't harass me.
Oh, come on.
Now, let's see.
Yeah.
There is a D-I. What do you think this would be for?
Oh, God.
Disgusting?
Oh, my dear Lord.
No. Discrepancy. That's it. There is a discrepancy.
Discrepancy? There is not. There can't be. He's gone mad, he has. Oh, my God, what's he done?
Well, listen.
There was no discrepancy in anything of mine. I'll swear there wasn't. Oh, Lord, what's he been up to? I knew you'd make a mess of it. I warned them. Yes, well, they'll see now, won't they? Norton's not up to it, I said. Doesn't wear a tie, you know. You can't replace an experienced man, I said, with a lad that age.
How old is he?
43. You see, there's no knowing what he'd be at. This could spell ruin to Mr. John, you know, total collapse. The whole financial structure built up by Mr. John. Aye, and his father before him in ruins about his feet. Faithful servants with him all their lives, left penniless, thrown out on the streets.
It was your tea money. Your tea money, that's the message. There is a discrepancy in your tea money, and the typing pool owes you 37p.
No. He can't just have rung up to say... No. Yes. I see what he's up to. He wants me to go down there, do you see, to the office, on the pretext, do you understand, Mother, of my tea money. See? So I can sort out the mess he got himself into. Do you follow? Do you follow what I'm saying? Now, I'll have to go and see to it, Mother, right away.
He's sending a postal order.
Eh?
Well, that's what he said.
He didn't say anything else, huh?
No.
No, about the job or...
Nothing else. Well, we don't want them ringing here every minute, do we, bothering you?
Well,
asking you to get them out of their muddles. No. You've got your own life to live now. They'll have to get on as best they can without you. You want to put that old office right out of your mind. You've got better things to do with your time now than worry about their old office.
It was a long time, though, wasn't it, Mother? 40 years.
Yes, I know.
Now then, let's see. Think I got all I need here. Pens, paper, yes, ink, yes, ruler, paper clips.
Blotty?
Hmm?
Have you got any blotty?
Yes, thank you. Yes, I've got everything. Now, off you go then, Mother, and you will see that I'm not disturbed, won't you?
All right.
Now, I mean it, you know. No matter who it is, anybody comes, I am not to be interrupted.
Okay.
Yes, you can tell them I'm writing.
No, I won't bother to tell them.
Oh, well, yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can tell them I'm busy writing, you see.
All right, if anybody asks.
Right, yes. Then off you pop then, Mother. Leave me to it. Nose to the grindstone, eh, what? Close the door behind you. Oh, she's done it. Good. Now then. Well, now, let's see. Paper, yes. Ruler. Pens, ink, blotty. Now, let's see. There we go now. Memoirs of a fancy man. Oh, no. No, that's not. 40 years in fancy. Good, yes. Page 1. Chapter 1. Come into the garden home. I wonder how much they pay lollipop men.
That was Home to Roost with Deryck Guyler and Mollie Sugden as Mr. and Mrs. Wheeler, Norman Rossington as Mr. Bailey, and Lisanne Churchman and John Baddeley as Anne Janelle. The theme music by Alex Welsh was played by Alex Welsh and his band. The script was by Anne Jones.